Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another exciting match in our continuing coverage of the Crossworld Keysanity Tournament. I am your restreamer, Jinxie Girl, and joining me in the booth today will be Clear Mouse as well as Jace Cloud. He had a little bit of a technical issue, so he will be here shortly. We are about to start the runners off, and this is game 2 of loser bracket round 8. First race going to Zelda. So this is make it or break it for tstew. And without further ado, I am going to set the runners off and we will be started very shortly. All right, so what are you hoping to see today, Clear Mouse?
What am I hoping to see? I always hope to see some bunny shenanigans out of these guys. It's always really fun. I think that's part of the fun of cross keys is that you get to be able to do a lot more things in the dark world as a bunny.
I have a knack for rolling horrible seeds, so hopefully I live up to my reputation and we get some fun things.
Yeah, I heard yesterday was a great seed for Peachray and Lynn.
It was disgusting. Looks like we're going to start off with some variation here. We have 300 rupees from Link's house and some rupees over at Sanctuary.
That looks like Zelda's probably not going to hula hand today.
That is an interesting spot for the back of the dungeon. While it could make Aga 1 required, finding that key is a lot easier than going for a single item, I think. Plus, you can save stuff.
Yeah, I'm finding... Oh, wow, Zelda finding Hype Cave already. Oh, not even needing 2 bombs here. Finding a really nice drop early from an enemy, being able to access these last 4 chests. It's actually very... it's just like actually game 1, where Zelda just managed to find all of the items that he needs, like, right before he ends up getting them. Super convenient.
Yeah, and that blue mail starting out is such a nice safety.
We have blue mail, we have the cape, we just need a little bit of magic, and oh man, Zelda finding a really nice bomb shop, convenient, since he picked up that 300. Meanwhile, tstew taking, I think that was the tier 1 tree pull, wasn't quite watching, but ended up getting some more resources of his own for bombs, so it looks like these guys would be set.
Yeah, definitely don't have to worry about money. And we already found that small key to Desert Palace. That makes it quite interesting because those are some extra items, whereas some people might put off that dip to desert. But having that key definitely makes it a little bit more exciting.
Yeah, fun fact from game 1, the Desert Palace small key was in the Desert Palace big chest. So it was just like an open seed that people, I think, quite weren't expecting to see between these two. So definitely Desert Palace is going to be on the docket today.
Yeah, for sure. Uncle being in that Lost Woods location. I think the one that I worry about most whenever I'm playing is that well. I don't want to see that well behind Aga 1 or Aga 2. Looks like we did find Hookshot Cave. Not going to check out that connector just yet. Tstew's going to give us a little bit more of a look in Kakariko Village. There is that graveyard ledge, which is super nice to find for some bomb refills. And Zelda with just the big items locations here. Finding Paradox Cave.
Yeah, with a full set of 10 bombs, so he should be able to take care of the mini Moldorms. Should being the operative word here. They don't always have to cooperate, but hopefully with 9 bombs now, there shouldn't be too much of an issue.
Yeah, definitely. So far, Kakariko, not very exciting. Zelda showing us all of the goods so far. Small key to Swamp.
Oh, wow. Yeah, and tstew ended up finding Swamp Palace in the Lumberjack hut. Oh man, Zelda finding Moon Pearl too. So I was gonna say, so once they find the dam, they can access all of Swamp. Or most of Swamp. They don't have the hookshot yet.
So far, 2 of the trolliest keys to find, as well as the Moon Pearl.
Alright, so given that we already found a Moon Pearl, I'm really hoping for early boots now for these guys because, you know, once they find the Moon Pearl, there's no more shenanigans for them in terms of bunnying, so may as well let them go fast while we're at it.
Yeah, I mean, looks like all we got from that well is the book.
Yeah, unfortunately, Zelda does actually not have any magic that tstew ended up picking up on his side, so he can't actually access the center entrance that normally leads to Castle Tower.
Pretty convenient connector to get up to it, though, so that might not be a huge problem.
Alright, meanwhile, tstew is trying some of his own luck here, finding a 4-item location. Unfortunately, it is Laser Bridge. He is doing just fine, it looks like, on skips. Picking up a lamp, so no dark rooms today.
What is this? Moon Pearl, Fire Source, Flippers, Cave. Let's just give it a free seed.
Yeah, and Laser Bridge actually is in logic, according to at least what we know from on Zelda's side, because he picked up that cape. Of course, you know, at this stage in the tournament, we don't need no stinking cape to access Laser Bridge here.
Yeah, right. I mean, I would need a cape to access Laser Bridge, especially with 3 hearts, but hey. Oh, that would be a very nice connector if only we had that mirror, which I'm sure, given how things are going already, we'll be getting that soon. I apologize. My animals are going crazy and resting.
You have cats and dogs, Jinxie? Is that right?
I do. I have rescue cats, 2 dogs, children.
Human children, animal children. You have quite the full house.
I do.
So while I wasn't looking, Zelda has managed to amass up to 600 rupees, so he already has Zora money?
Yeah, and those flippers, so we can easily get there. There's that pyramid fairy with our small key to pod.
That's really with how things have been going. You know, runners really just need like a couple more small keys to pod, and they'll just find the rest of it in pod itself. So much not of an issue. Alright, meanwhile, on tstew's side, we actually see quite the funding discrepancy here. tstew spending his 100 rupees out of his grand total of 113 to buy his own pod small key.
Yeah, there is a lot of pick and choosing of what we're checking when we go places, like the leaving of Summit Kakariko to come back. It confuses the crap out of me.
Alright, well, it looks like tstew has made his own way to the Paradox Cave with the same set of 10 bombs at least. A different entrance than what Zelda took, but he'll be able to pick up his goodies here as well. I believe that included the Moon Pearl up here.
Oh yeah, Moon Pearl, Small Swamp, and Quake. How is the stream title incorrect? I did the stream title. It's not incorrect, is it?
I think it's a stream title.
I forgot to change the Twitch title. I'll get it. Everybody chill out.
Okay, these guys are just retracing each other's stuff, so certainly no immediate action is being missed. tstew, probably, I think you need to spend a few more bombs to kind of get rid of that last pesky mini Moldorm.
There we go. How about we update that title there?
Alright, meanwhile, tstew taking an exit out into the Eastern Palace area. I believe this will be a few more checks for us. You know, luckily, at least with these guys with a blue mail and, you know, some number of parts, they actually still have enough health to bomb jump over. Something you don't really, you know, think about until you end up not being able to do it.
I missed that the big key to Eastern was in the well. That's interesting. So what do we have left? Let's see. Another connector. Doesn't look like our Eastern Palace area has anything too exciting for us. Let's go see what the Food Spot 5 has. Ooh, I have a really good sound setup. Thank you. Looks like we're getting our first bottle from the chess game.
Yeah, with just enough health. I'm not sure if that was intentional.
Could be. Maybe just to kind of get a faster save and quit. There's that $300 for tstew. Not sure why we sound like that to you.
Yeah, everything sounds okay on my end, at least. Alright, looks like these guys are just kind of further and retracing each other's steps. Tsu's gonna try to make his way into the Hyrule Castle area. Meanwhile, it looks like Zelga's still exploring Kakariko. Despite the low number of hearts, yes, I think it was pointed out in chat that both male upgrades were readily available, so at least in terms of trying to survive, these runners should be okay. Now, of course, with no mirror, that means that they would need a lot longer to death warp, but you know, hopefully they'll come across that mirror hopefully soon.
Oh, an early map check. Yeah, I am checking the restream right now, and our audios are good. Everything's set up fine.
Yeah, I certainly must have missed that map check, but at some point I'm sure we will see it on other runner's side. You know, map checks don't actually happen that early, especially, 11 minutes into the seed, but I think it seems like these runners have picked up a good number of maps, maybe?
Yeah, I know we picked up that Swamp Palace map for sure. tstew finding that Hype Cave, gonna grab his flippers. Blue Mail, Small Key to Desert. Be super exciting. Wow, is that semi-vanilla library with nothing on it?
Library needed expansion.
Yeah, for sure. Hylia Island, nothing of note as we go to get our useless item from the hobo on tstew's side. Zelga continuing to check out the southern half of Kakariko Village. Oh, there's our generous thief there. Well, that does put tstew up above 500 rupees to check Zora, at least, and we'll be able to access the ledge as well as the waterfall area. Zelga going to give us a look at the bumper ledge connector.
Oh, Zelda finding a really nice connector up to Dark World Death Mountain here.
Yeah, definitely a nice one to find. Looks like we just need Quake to get into T-Rock, so that could be something substantial since we were given it so early. Definitely something to remember for our runners. Oh, there's Sick Kid. Unfortunately, Zelga didn't grab that bottle yet. Ooh, Kana Samaria and Spec Rock.
Yeah, speaking of some good fortune on tstew's side, as you saw, just picking up that cane just kind of sitting there. But also, with Quake, they can also enter that vanilla entrance to Turtle Rock, but they still need a sword in order to activate that medallion.
We did find the back of Desert. Unfortunately, we only have the small key for that, so we are not going to be able to see much of that just yet. No need to steal that key, as it was given to us within the first 5 minutes of the game.
Yeah, I'm sure tstew actually is very happy to see that Cane of Samaria, because the Cane of Samaria for him in Game 1, or for these guys in Game 1, was actually buried on the right side of Desert, and tstew didn't want to go back without the small key, so I'm sure he's quite happy to be able to hold the cane this time in hand.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, just the tavern. Gross.
I never see people talking to the guy getting our pun for the day. It's really sad.
It's a shame. It's like they're racing or something.
I know. Something about there's 6 runners left in this entire tournament, basically.
Right. Well, some powder from our bonk rocks there over in the witch's hut. Very nice safety to find early on.
Alright, so through all of the drop downs, I had not noticed Ganon from either of these runners. Of course, I could have been just missing something. But as we progress, could it be behind Agatu?
It could be. I have not seen Ganon either. Of course, I've been kind of messing around with some settings and stuff, making sure everything's okay. So I could have missed it, but I don't believe we have seen Ganon. I don't think we've seen Magic Bat either. Okay, gonna get those flipper checks from tstew. Oh, big key. That is gonna be glove block though.
Alright, most likely tstew, he did see that connector earlier, but probably he's going to pay a visit to Sora. And unfortunately, I can certainly see him walking out and following that connector, because it's kind of like towards the end of his path. But certainly it's not terribly a lot of fun to kind of walk out of the Zora area. Alright, Zelda paying a visit to his hookshot cave. No boots, no hookshot means we still can't end up getting what those 4 items are.
Ooh, a hard reset from tstew.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Not
Saving
even bothering.
Yeah, well, we do have that moon pearl. So if we find a connector to the dark world, as you see Zelda, that is entrance into Pod. So, I mean, I think it was a good choice. There really was nothing at all in those flipper locations.
Yeah, that extra money not only was not needed for Zora. I mean, like once they end up finding the potion shop, they can always get a couple more safeties too out of this. And now they don't have to worry about money for the rest of the game.
Yeah, definitely. That is a very nice consolation.
Alright. Zelda paying his entry. Oh, and a vanilla entrance to Death Mountain on the Light World.
That's a tough one. Like, do you want to take that connector while you're already kind of in a rabbit hole? But yeah, I definitely don't blame Zelda. This is a lot of checks that he can get out of the way.
Yeah, I certainly saw him do a little indecision dance there before committing to dive down. That is, unfortunately, at least from their current status, not really that easily or that fast to get back to. So certainly, yeah. So as you said, I certainly don't blame him for taking that. Oh, what a pickup! Okay. That is a very interesting big key.
Yeah, I feel like even though if I'm not going to commit to the climb right away, I think having that big key before I go and do any investigating into Ganon's tower makes me feel a lot better. There's a Hyrule Castle entrance on Zelga's side. and Aghanim's Tower. Which we do know that is blocking the back half of Hyrule Castle. Whether or not we're going to have to do it because we can't find the key is another story.
Zelda, unfortunately, yeah. Oh my gosh, what fortune for tstew.
Wow.
He traded a fire rod for that bottle check from Sick Kid.
That could be a problem for Zelda, because he had found Sick Kid but didn't have that bottle. He might not be getting that fire rod until he goes to do the Back of Desert.
Yeah, and not only that, he kind of found the wrong quote-unquote entrance to Spec Rock, and so he can only just look at the Cane of Samaria longingly instead of actually being able to pick it up.
I do believe Zelda can hover, though, so if he gets the boots, he could probably get it. But, oh well.
Yeah, certainly hoping for some boots here or a sword. Can maybe handle some of those dead rocks a little bit easier. Meanwhile, tstew has found the big chest entrance of Turtle Rock. Kind of without boots, can't really do too much, but you could always bomb jump over. And taking the other entrance to Turtle Rock.
Speaking of Turtle Rock, there's a small key to Turtle Rock and escape.
Yeah, and unfortunately, tstew is going to get boots locked out for now. It's the vanilla Bonkrox location in the Light World. Or at least the one behind Zelda's Link's house.
So I wonder if Zelda is going to steal this key.
Zelda showing us some really nice standard strats. What a find on Zelda's side, finding the mirror in Hyrule Castle. I mean, so both these runners have quite, their own set of fortunes. Zelda has the mirror over tstew. I'm not really sure when tstew's going to kind of go back to Hyrule Castle, but tstew, on his side, he has the Cane of Samaria and he has the Fire Rod.
Okay, so the mirror being the big find there, we have bombos from Turtle Rock, but with that fire rod, it becomes a little less exciting.
Yeah, seems like at this point, bombos can really just lock the Meyer entrance. The Meyer Palace entrance location. Because, they already have the fire rod, so then even if they counter Ice Palace, they don't need it there. Yeah, and I think moreover, that bomb boat is also in the lava chest, right? So it's locked behind 4 Turtle Rock small keys, so it could just be at the end of anything that they don't need. Okay, nothing in Dark Cross, just another big 20 to add to Zelda's already pretty teeming money collection here. Alright, with no glove, unfortunately, it looks like tstew is going to kind of wander over to the desert area. Fighting Ice Rock Caves, his first one. Will probably end up, unless he finds the glove here, no commentator's blessing, unfortunately, he will have to come back for that entrance under a rock in desert. Zelda continuing to be thorough up here in Death Mountain, taking advantage of this book. Cannot actually claim that heart piece, but the knowledge of knowing that the heart piece is there means that he will never go back to that. Alright, choosing, looks like he's towards the end of his connector routes and exploration, so choosing to kind of take Spiral Cave. Still, unfortunately, with no boots and no sword. and a shield that cannot protect him from any of these enemies.
So we are going to have a quick switch of commentators. Liberal is going to go ahead and switch me and take over for comms. I'm still fighting a mouth injury, so I don't want to overdo it too much. So I'm going to mute and bring her in and then take over her tracking duties. So thank you guys for putting up with me.
All right, thank you for the commentary up to this point, Jinxie.
All right, commentary.
Hello, Liberal. How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing good. It's commentary relay race tonight. If Days Cloud is able to get his technical difficulties sorted out, he'll be taking over again. Oh, am I not being heard? Hello, hello? Oh, hi!
Hello. Okay, I can hear you now. Alright,
Okay.
sorry, it must have just been me. Alright, because I heard Jinxie and then I hear you, but I saw your mic lighting up. Alright, cool, you're good.
Oh, okay. Hello again. Yeah, it's going good. It's going good. So alrighty.
Yeah, Discord seems to be pretty terrible tonight. You know, I think, yeah, I mean, so we were trying to get Days Cloud to do comms tonight, and you know, he was struggling with Discord for so long. Sounds like he's still struggling with Discord, unfortunately.
tstew getting to see his big key there on the Thieves' Hideout.
So, you know, these runners so far in the 25 or whatever minutes that they've been playing this game so far, they've picked up a lot of really nice items, but not what we consider probably, or at least what Days Cloud considered to be probably in the, you know, big 4 or 5, right? So Zelda has the mirror, which is really good, but, you know, we don't have boots, we don't have a sword, you know, we don't have gloves, right? And these are things that once you kind of take entrances, right, they can definitely lock you out.
Oh yeah, and Jake Hoper pointing out that with Zelga having the mirror, it will probably lead him to checking Sick Kid sooner rather than later, which makes complete sense. Hopefully, hopefully if he's listening to it.
Yeah, I like how tstew headed over to the Ice Rock Cave area. He just, you know, he literally didn't even care about the crabs. He just, like, walked right into them, you know, having red mail. Finding Blind's hideout, though. It's a really nice 5-item location.
With a small key to Skull Woods in there, and compass to Skull Woods. And the red boomerang. So, not very hype, but
we have a lot of red items, though, right? I mean, outside those flippers, we got the lamp, we got the King of Samaria, we got the fire rod, we get that cape, right? These are, they're looking very red. And red mail, even.
Oh yes, very, very red. All we need now are the boots.
Yeah, that's probably the most important red item that these guys have to care about.
And we'll see what Magic
We
Bad
did
has
find...
to do.
Yeah, I think I must not have caught it if Zelda also checked this.
No,
it monkey, so chances
Yeah.
are...
Yours key. Very nice.
Okay, so that will certainly hopefully put, I guess I don't remember if tstew ended up finding Hyrule Castle interest at any point, but that'll certainly probably hopefully gear him more towards there and finding that mirror. tstew has been on record for saying that he doesn't like to visit Dark Cross without the lamp, but so given that, you know, he actually does have a lamp now, and hopefully it'll make it more enticing.
Yes, and we're seeing Zelga now hopping into Tower of Hera. Just getting that check there out of the way. Nothing important.
Oh, Binding Pod on Zelda's side. 2 small keys. Probably do some damage. Meanwhile, tstew has, I think this is only his second time through Hookshot Cave, but gonna take this connector over. Alright, he will end up facing the same dilemma or decision that Zelda had after he pays Kiki off and finds the vanilla entrance to Death Mountain on the Light World. To see if we'll end up finding that connector, or following that connector, rather.
Yeah, it will definitely pay off if he takes the bait and goes.
Oh, Zelda finding the Sanctuary Heart, ballooning his health counter up to 6 full hearts now.
Alright, and we are getting the old man check on tstew's side, so he will be very happy with the payoff from this Let's Score mission.
A really nice hammer jump there by Zelda. That's certainly one thing to note about Zelda is that he knows a lot of tech in this game, and he knows a lot of tech really, really well and consistently.
Oh yeah, so and that's
Paying off slightly out of key logic with that flute there, but that's certainly a really big find there for Zelda. He has a lot of mobility now.
tstew picking up his small key there to Turtle Rock.
Alright, no bow for Zelda. Not actually sure if he ended up picking up did he pick up a potion?
No, he didn't, but there is another method to do this mimic clip. It's rather foolish.
Did I say something earlier about Zelda knowing a lot of tech, and he knows a lot of tech really consistently and well?
Yeah, just inching that mimic into the wall. Frame by frame. Oh, did he lock it? He's using the pause buffering there.
Meanwhile, on tstew's side, he has a significantly easier time clearing Hyrule Castle, mainly because he ended up picking up that Fire Rod. Certainly very still impressive on Zelda's side. Clearing Hyrule Castle with just bombs, of course. Succeeding here with the Mimic Clip, so we're going to see a few more out of key logic checks here. We are rewarded with $20 and some more bombs for Zelda, and a good amount of peace of mind on Zelda's side. He never has to do that ever again. And for the seat.
In this room, specifically. I do believe there is another mimic clip that can be done.
Zelda is going to take the closer entrance to Kakariko Village, which is conveniently located along Lumberjack's. Going to walk over and activate his flute. Probably needs, at some point, soonish, maybe. I believe that when he was over Hyrule Castle, he didn't have the key, right? So he couldn't actually go to the back. And of course, Zank is at the Aga 1 location, so they could certainly defeat Aga 1, but I think probably fighting that Hyrule Castle small key is a bit more convenient.
Definitely. That's a lot of hassle to get that one, get those couple of checks when you have another route to go.
Yeah, meanwhile, tstew is kind of showing us even more checks that Zelda wasn't able to do. When he ended up stumbling upon Castle Tower, he didn't have any type of weapon other than bombs, so killing those ball and chain guards is certainly great. What is tstew doing? Okay. It's very inconvenient, but unfortunately there's only 50 rupees in that first chest, so not missing out too much, but as we said, Zelda needs to go. Zelda won't know that until he ends up finding out. But speaking on Zelda's side, he finds the bow with that mirror. That is a really nice semi-permanent weapon there.
Very, very fun.
At least, from a viewer's perspective, I am glad that Zelda found Pod before he found the bow. Otherwise, we would not have been able to witness him in the country chest, right? And then the big key as well.
Yeah, that'd be nice, wouldn't it?
Alright, picking up another Pod small key there. Well, it's slowly putting more things in Pod back in logic for Zelda. Still needs a good amount to put that flute in logic, but we've only got a couple more to go.
And tstew now going through Spiral Cave to get a big key to Swamp Palace.
Not so common high five here from our runners. Zelda is just making his way out of the cabbages. So far, at least, it doesn't seem like outside of some execution differences, not having a fire rod and potentially not having a hookshot right now isn't super limiting for Zelda, but it is time kind of like ticking away against him. The less, I guess, that he doesn't pick those items up. Alright, meanwhile, tstew looks like he is in Tower of Hera. I believe here, since he has the hookshot, he has the option of doing Hera Pop with the bomb setup. I'm not actually quite sure if he knows it, but I'm just only going to assume that he does. Alright, looks like we're gonna get an attempt here. Unfortunately for Zelda, because he didn't have the hookshot, this wasn't an option for him. Otherwise, we would have been able to see this exact tech done by him as well.
Oh, there we go. Nice Hera pot there for tstew.
Alright, so this will definitely give us a peek at what Hera is, potentially. Oh, but no permanent weapon in order to kill Moldorm. That does give us only one extra check. Another TR small key could be some differences in terms of how far they can get the dungeon, but probably not the end of the world. That tstew ends up having that small key.
And tstew now taking his first dip into Pod.
Hey there, guys.
Days Cloud! Oh my gosh, we can hear you!
Hello, hello! Alright, well, I am going to dip out if you want to take over, sir.
Yep, all thanks to Trez there. He did some magic with on the back end there and was able to get me so that, you know, I actually have voice now. Yay!
We
So
were
what I missed?
for too long. Oh, you know, just 40 minutes into a cross key scene, you probably didn't miss much.
Sure, so let me look over everything really fast. Okay, yeah, alright, I have no idea what's going on.
Well, okay, so I'll give you a quick little recap here. So both runners actually have quite this looks like tstew actually has a bit more advantage. Tstew has a fire rod over Zelga. That fire rod was given to us by Sick Kid, who had the bottle. tstew was able to go to the back of Sanctuary with his Heroic Castle small key that Zelga's going to pick up and go towards right now, but he does have a hook shot.
Gotcha. All right, sounds good there. All right, well, so we'll get into everything real fast. So tstew jumped out at the on Harapot there. He decided not to go for it, I guess. Run out of health.
They actually do not have a permanent weapon to kill Moldorm. So, and with no big key, that is not yes.
Yeah, that's kind of a problem there. If you're gonna jump all the way up to the top, you actually usually want to be able to finish the dungeon.
It did end up getting him one more check over Zelga, which and I think it's the map chest, right? The one that's right below the big chest. tstew found another small key to Turtle Rock. So.
Okay, well that's not super nice since we're playing cross keys, but you know, in other ways it would be just fine. All right, So where are we now? We're on the way up on Zelga. He's gonna work his way up through Death Mountain here, and tstew's going through his checking out Pod and seeing what other chests are behind 6 keys there. Finds himself his flute to go around with Zelga's flute. So both runners got a lot of mobility now.
Yeah, so really I think at this point tstew just has that bottle and fire rod over Zelga at this moment. I would say probably just in terms of execution, right? So tstew was able to clear some rooms faster with that fire rod, but other than that, probably no real entrance or kind of like location barriers for Zelga. Oh yes, chat, thank you for pointing out. Zelda also does not have the King of Samara, which is sitting on Spectacle Rock, inside Spectacle Rock.
Okay, we're going over a checkerboard cave for tstew. He's going to grab himself a map to Ice Palace there, so hopefully we'll get some sort of clue whether we're going to be finding a crystal or we're going to be finding a pendant there. Hookshot Cave, not really anything too exciting, it looked like. And there you go. So that's our 2 other pendants there. We've got a swamp pendant, and it looked like a turtle rock pendant today, with crystals on Ice Palace, and I want to say that was Skull Woods was the other one that I saw.
Alright, looks like Zelda has picked up his first step to getting the fire rod, which is that bottle. tstew accurately remembering that here is Hookshot Cave that he hasn't explored yet. Unfortunately, kind of also not gonna get his great payout. And I believe actually we've seen all of the drop downs except for Ganon. Because I think we just matched that earlier, and so I believe Ganon today is going to be vanilla, so they will have to clear Agatu.
Well, good thing for them that they've got the big key to GT already, so they won't have to spend a whole lot of time looking for that. The biggest question for them is when do I make this move? It looks like Zelga's in a much better state than the others, as he's got himself a mini Moldorm cave over here.
Yeah, actually, seeing those arrow drops actually reminded me. So the bow is actually sitting on Floating Island, which Zelda has picked up in this case, whereas tstew still needs to go back there. Oh, was that a care package for us in Mini Molder Cave?
That was the full Hera care package, but outside of actually having a weapon to, go ahead and beat the dungeon. I mean,
minor details here.
Yeah, I mean, this is a small thing. Let's go into a dig game here, and of course we're going to dig out a sword here right about now, and then be able to go and finish Hera, and everybody will be happy. Alright, so tstew is... Oh my god, I was right.
Oh, Days, you should have been here like 40 minutes ago. These runners would have loved you.
Wow. I'm just gonna kind of sit here and shake my head real fast. So Discord problems for the win, I guess. Cool.
Yeah.
But, anyway, so...
Yeah, so with that, Zelda probably might head back to Hera.
Yeah, I mean that would make a good play right about now. Is go on and get to a dungeon that you can clear. Just out of curiosity, have we found the dam yet?
We have not found the dam with all the pieces that we're missing for Swamp Palace.
All right, well, Thieves Town's got an interesting little trick to it too. They're having the small key to Thieves Town in one of the first 4 chests, so you don't have to go looking for that.
Yeah.
No big key, so you're not going to go too much further, though.
Yeah, actually, so when Zelda found this, I was with Liberal, and I was saying, maybe we'll find the hammer, and the big key to this dungeon in this next 4 chests, and unfortunately, it didn't happen. So really, I think it's just your blessing, Days Cloud, that we need, and not our curse.
Oh, that'll work. I mean, I'll take whatever I can get at this point. It's one of the... I do think for both of these runners, they're quite enjoying being enough time in here. Neither of them have any sort of health to speak of, but they do have red mail. I mean, life's not bad for either of these guys, it looks like at the moment with what they have, but you're 45 minutes in, you tend to get to the point where you're trying to figure out exactly, okay, what should I be doing next here? And it looks like tstew is going to take his small key and he's heading right back into pod with this bow and going to go check the bow locked side.
Yeah, we were certainly graced with Zelda's Mimiclip on this side when he didn't have the bow. So, I can... we ended up not finding anything of real importance, but we're still able to see some new tech by Zelda.
Yeah, I was hearing that while I was trying to figure out exactly why things weren't working on my end, and then it turns out it wasn't actually on my end, so...
Alright, well, this is, I believe, is the first time that either of our runners have found GT with 1 small key. No key to Samari, unfortunately, but he does have a big key, so he could potentially go up. He knows that he needs to climb.
Yeah, I mean, if you know you need to climb, it's as good a time as any.
Yeah, as you said, I think it was in our last race, where you said that Zelda ended up climbing GT with like 6 hearts or something like that.
I've seen him do it, and unfortunately not really knowing myself whether Ganon is behind this. I'm totally taking your word for it. But if Ganon really is behind GT, I wouldn't be surprised to see Zelda go ahead here and maybe finish checking what he can in this area, and then maybe consider going ahead and making that GT climb. Oh, it passes up the upgrade fairy there on Zelga's side. It was kind of like that's an interesting thing there with 407 rupees. You could get yourself a little bit. Looks like he'd rather instead go out and check the mini Moldarm cave, and looks like he might be heading towards the dark shopping mall area.
Yeah, still after all this time, there is no glove anywhere in sight. tstew had to give up that entrance under a rock near desert, and when he was over in the Ice Rock Cave area, he couldn't get also that where the 50 rupee farm normally is. So hopefully, maybe if Zelda can have some good fortune, say Zelda will get a gloves here soon.
We'll have to see exactly, because I mean that's one of the big items to get early. I mean, these guys are happy that they've found themselves a mirror. I mean, the mirror definitely makes things a heck of a lot easier. The hook shot makes things a heck of a lot easier. But not having boots and not having a glove right now, it's going to lock a whole lot of entrances behind kind of nasty places to get back to. So I know both of these guys are going to be really, really hoping to get those sooner than later here, as we found the Spectacle Rock connector here on Zelga's side, so he'll run up to the top and grab himself a nice cane of Samaria there.
Yeah, and actually, for this particular seed, as you said, that these runners were pretty fortunate. They ended up finding the pearl like 2 minutes in or something, and then the mirror followed, a couple, maybe 15, 20 minutes later. So certainly they were very fortunate very early.
I mean, there's times when you find the moon pearl that quickly, and you feel really good about it, but then at the same time, you know that means the rest of your items could be literally anywhere in the seed. So I'm not sure if I favor a late pearl or an early pearl there.
Alright, tstew here is gonna take a couple more digs and take up his wonderful fortune of his first sword. I believe that this is both runners' first visit to the Dark Shopping Mall area. tstew certainly was here in the Light World.
Well, that's an interesting little connector there to Desert Palace on Zelga's side. That means that, not knowing where those other two connectors are, he might be able to actually kind of leverage that to get back here faster, because getting back to that area is not a huge amount of fun, and as he's going into Blind's house and pick up 5 items in here.
Yeah, I also don't know if you had noticed that there was a small key counter right when Zelga entered Desert Palace, and it said 1. So no, stealing that key necessary or finding the small key in the big chest as in game 1.
Well, that's a nice thing for both of these guys there. I saw yesterday. Yesterday we had a key steal there that turned into the hammer, which was pretty interesting pretty interesting to see, especially when it turned out that hammer was locked behind 6 pod keys.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it was a fun one yesterday. Alright, so Zelga is going to go ahead. He's going to poke his way through desert here. Maybe figure out exactly where these connectors lead. I don't know exactly how much he's seen yet. A little bit of indecision there, it looked like. I'm going to go right. No, I'm going to go left. And
yeah, I certainly wonder sometimes what goes on in these runners' heads, like when they end up making a decision, like, oh, should I dive this connector? Should I take this, this direction? Should I, do this other thing? I always want to ask them, what they were thinking.
Usually it's, grab the things, go, grab the things. Something along that line.
Yeah, I guess you grab the right things in the right order, right?
That's pretty much what you're going for when in Crossfield. It's just like, did I get the things in the right order? Yes, then I might have won. Alright, so Zelga is spending his key there. Gonna open up these chests on the side and finding just a piece of heart. So that Desert Palace small key is not of anything of use. tstew, on the other hand, came into GT with Samaria, so we're gonna see possibly a full right side play on his side.
Yeah, also earlier, he only has 1 small key that he's just choosing willing to spend. I was actually a little bit worried earlier when he ended up taking some damage from that spike in that first room, that he was going to get knocked into that left door with the key and accidentally spent it. But thankfully, it didn't happen. So, we're all good now.
Yeah, now this is an interesting question here on for tstew. Now, if you know that you've got a climb ahead of you, and do you go ahead and take care of doing the full right side play here, or do you nope out a little early and go ahead and do that climb, save the chest in the back there for later? I'm curious here, but he's going to get himself a glove out of this, so he might not even decide to do anything. That's a Master Sword, key to Turtle Rock, and just a big 20, so he's going to go ahead and at least pick up this key, and now it's decision time for tstew.
That is an amazing right side for tstew. I'm sure he's quite happy.
Now Zelga on the other side there, he's found his way onto the Turtle Rock left and right connector there. Went ahead and picked up his found his way into this place. What is it called? Skullwoods.
It's one of those foresty areas in the Dark World that isn't quite where the rest of it is.
Yeah, overgrown tree zone. I don't know, something.
All right, yeah. So it seems like we actually don't know what Skullwoods is, but given that he has a sword and he did spin his one key to Skullwoods, small key of Smallwoods, he can beat Mothula and potentially pick up his first crystal.
Yeah, he's used his Quake Medallion to go ahead and stun the Gibdos here, which is going to work for a second, but now they're going to be active again. So he's going to have to move quickly and kind of dodge the Gibdos while lighting these torches here. Red Mail makes taking a hit kind of laughable. Good work there over on Zelga's side. He's got as tstew drops into his Ice Armos fight.
Yeah, I was actually saying earlier, I think when Blibro was still here, Zelda knows a lot of tech, and he knows that tech really well, and he does it really consistently. Doing that room without the fire rod is not easy.
Well, if you're interested in good fights here's Zelga doing a fighter sword Mothula, which is just one of the most fun fights in the game to do. As tstew kind of didn't really get anything out of the back of a GT there. Not overly surprising, but gonna take that glove and gonna take those what's it called, the Master Sword there, and start checking a bunch of things that he's missed.
Yeah, I bet Zelga would really like to have the Master Sword. If nothing else, to speed the fight up, but Zelga obviously did not actually need any type of safeties. Picking up his first crystal. You're right. You're right. He didn't need the cape.
Well, I mean, the cape does make it a little bit easier there, and I'm not sure, but I want to say that the cape reduces a little bit of lag by taking your sprite off of there, but that might just be what I think versus what actually is true.
I actually never thought about that, but you very well could be right.
Alright, so that's how Zelga got up there. I wasn't 100% sure, but I guess it's the left desert connector takes you to the right Turtle Rock entrance there. Now we're on the now we're on East Death Mountain over there, and I think this is going back to Hera, and yeah, it is.
So we did see Hera Pot over at tstew's side. I certainly did it, I think, second or third try, which is still pretty good. But it looks like Zelga's going to be a little bit more thorough. He has a lot more access. As we saw, he picked up the Hera small key, and he's also can, I believe, full clear this dungeon now with a permanent weapon in order to kill Moldorm and the big key this time, to the tower.
And over there on tstew's side, one sword led to another there.
Oh my gosh!
Let him go ahead and get the Bombos tablet, which there's his tempered sword. So life's a lot easier for tstew now. All right, let's light these torches and just get ourselves a piece of heart, which seems to be the way that it is. You get that key, you open up the stuff there, and most of the time it's nothing. But at the same time, you hate leaving it behind. So that's kind of a maybe a bit of a release there for Zelga.
Yeah, kind of given that we've already seen so many good items, kind of picked up already by tstew, like the chances of, the Hera basement item, being good, it certainly goes down, but of course Zelda doesn't know that. It's kind of like one of the worst feelings, right? You beat that item there. Meanwhile, speaking of quality of life upgrades, tstew finds half magic.
And what's more is that that connector plus that mirror is going to give him a chance to see that there was actually nothing on the other side there. But yeah, it's still better to know than not to know for sure. It looks like getting word from our trackers there that Skull Woods was a 5/6 crystal today, and that is Eastern Palace over on tstew's side. That glove paying a little bit of dividend already, so he's going to be, yeah, he'll be able to full clear this on his first attempt here. Nicely found over there.
I think my son just missed it really quickly. That was under. Oh my gosh. Did you say something about the glove paying dividends, Stace Cloud?
Yeah, there's your Dark World access too. Connectors aren't as much of an issue now for tstew, so especially when he comes back over here to Tower of Hera and going through Mothula, he's just gonna have much quicker fights now.
Really, in particular, even though Zelda kind of handled the rage phase of Moldorm really well, tstew with the hammer will most likely never see that.
Yeah, between the hammer and between his tempered sword there,
that's right.
He's got lots of choices to take that down. Now, Zelda is going to pick up his second 5/6 crystal here, which is going to open up a big bomb. I don't know if we had seen that yet, since having a little hiccups there early in the seed for me.
Yeah, I also certainly don't remember if we saw the bomb jump. I want to say no, but given that we have 5/6 crystal knowledge, wants to lead me to say that we did see it. Okay, thank you, Oddwalls, for confirming. Oh my gosh, that we have not seen the bomb jump. That glove, Dace Cloud, holy cow, yielded us the hammer at Eastern Palace, yielded us the boots at Eastern Palace as well. Holy cow.
Well, what's more is that means at the moment, everything that we know of is locked behind our red cane. Because that's what got us our glove, which got us into Eastern Palace, which got us all of these goodies so far. So at some point here, you're running into the great thing of cross keys. Hey, Zelda found GT first. Fantastic. Slight issue. He found it without Samaria, so he wasn't able to get all of the good stuff in it.
This is totally reminiscent of Game 1, where I believe Zelda also had the cane early, and tstew ended up getting blocked out basically by the Cane of Samaria.
Yeah, the shoe is definitely on the other foot this time for sure. Although tstew hasn't finished a crystal yet, it's not going to take him long to catch up here. So the clock's ticking on Zelda. At some point here, he needs to go back to GT, and I feel like that's going to be sooner than later, just because if Ganon is really behind there, you don't want to put that off too long. But I don't know. It's easy to get distracted in cross keys.
Oh, with 50 other decisions that you're going to make at any given point? Of course not.
Yeah. This is not the mode to play if you like shiny objects, because you'll be chasing things the entire time.
tstew, unfortunately, just quite missing out on that quick kill, but recovers very nicely and takes his first crystal, as you said. Jake Cooper accurately pointing out in chat that Zelda also needs to go back to Sikid, which I believe was on Dark Death Mountain, in order to get his Fire Rod. Right, so everything was kind of locked on GT right side with the Cane of Samaria. I do believe that Zelda knows how to do the right side with only the lamp, but certainly much more convenient and could be more incentivized to do that side if he finds the Fire Rod.
Yeah, that is a good point right there. The Fire Rod. Oop, and here is the Dam, which I don't know if these runners are super excited about finding, because that does open up a complete, fully completable pendant dungeon, which I mean, 10 items in there, you're probably going to go do it, but at the same time, you're praying that something's inside.
Yeah, and I also don't know if you remember or saw, so Swamp Palace was in the Lumberjack house in the Light World. So, and these runners have found it, like 2 minutes in or something. So Zelda certainly knows where that is. That was, and finding the dam was the last piece of beetle to get in there.
And if I remember right, the sanctuary start today is right there at that spot.
You are correct.
All right, now one little thing for tstew there. If he had kept following that desert connector, he would have found himself up at Skull Woods. He would have been able to complete that on his first trip. As it is now, it's gonna be a little bit missing for him. But instead, finds the big key to Desert Palace, which I think is probably a much more important thing in the long run.
Yeah, knowing that desert is a crystal, and I believe tstew had actually found it with the Fire Rod and Temper Sword can. I'm sure it's on his short list to go back and visit.
Yeah, I mean, as it stands right now, tstew's in a really pretty good position here. Still needs Pod Big Key, still needs Thieves Town Big Key. Other than that, really.
We might need another glove, question mark? Maybe?
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, it depends exactly where those items are locked. Oh, and here's another big key for tstew, and that's going to be the big key to Thieves Town. So,
that glove.
It's starting to get to that point here where I guess if tstew goes ahead and finds himself the Pod Big Key in the next couple of minutes, this could be a very quick match.
Yeah, actually, now that you have mentioned it, it's only, we're only a little bit over an hour into the seed. Into a cross key seed, we really just need, one or two keys, maybe?
Yeah, I mean, this could be one of those, this does happen from time to time, and you're seeing it more and more now that we're into the later stages of this tournament. I mean, you get into this cross keys is extremely hard to finish in 2 hours. If you get a sub 2, you did good. Just don't worry about it. But that's becoming more and more common the further we go into these last few things. I think going over 2 hours right now is kind of putting a clock on your head going, oh God, where is my opponent right now? And is he about finished? And I've got a ped check for over here, and there's a Castle Tower key on ped today, so...
I'm guessing we probably won't see that, right? Because Sanctuary's at the Lumberjack drop?
Well, that's the thing. Yeah, no, I guess not. I mean, we found the sewer key, so I guess it'd be completely useless to do that, unless for some crazy thing. Even then, I can't see any reason to get that. Depends on where the other one is, maybe, but... Catfish just giving a small key to Misery Mire right now. tstew having a little bit of fun with a super speed there.
Yeah, tstew, you're going too fast. Slow down.
Yeah. That ledge there when you're in super speed is going to end up having you fly off.
Yeah, that one actually I wouldn't consider to be too punishing. It's the super speed where I see people do up on Death Mountain and they try and drop down to one of the drop downs, right? And then they kind of miss, and then they have to do that entire mountain climb over again.
Oh, that one's pretty bad as well. I think the worst one is if you run in the NMG category on just regular vanilla game, and you're trying to do the super speed out of the left desert entrance, and you accidentally jump down and have to
Oh, yeah.
walk all the way back through desert. That one feels bad.
No personal experience from that one, right?
No, it's never happened to me.
Okay, yeah, of course.
Never. Actually, it has never happened to me because I don't play NMG. And there we go. We have now found our bomb shop there. That's what's hiding the dark shopping mall area underneath the rock.
All right, can confirm that neither runner has been there before now.
Well, we have now found the green pendant there. There's Misery Mire, and tstew kind of going, nah, no thanks. I don't blame him on that one. And Big Key to Turtle Rock.
Yeah, more pendant access, I guess. I mean, but that glove though, I mean, as you said, the time is kind of ticking away for Zelda. I mean, he really needs to get his butt over back to GT.
I mean, if he finds this is one time where he really wants to find that. He wants to find exactly what he just found there, the small key to Ganon's Tower, because now that's 3 keys to GT. That should be enough to be like, all right, I'm going to be completely fine making a climb here without losing any chests and blah, 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 blah. So I'm pretty sure he'll be on his route around. He's going to figure this out. Stew's making the play though to the left desert exit here. That'll get him over to Skull Woods as soon as he starts playing with his mirror a little.
Yeah, tstew right now has actually a lot of good to-dos on his list, right? He can clear Skull Woods, he can clear Desert. He can go clear Thieves Town. I mean, these are all crystal dungeons that have items that potentially can have his last set of whatever he needs to clear the seed.
If he runs into his pod Big Key at that point, we just basically say, all right, see you guys for game 3. That'll be that. And you get to see just on tstew's side, just the difference right now between his equipment loadout and when Zelda came through here earlier with just a lamp and a your sword. This is going much quicker on his side, but Zelga's making the play over into GT now, so he'll be getting his glove and a master sword pretty quickly. So time is, he's catching up just a bit.
Yeah, assuming he keeps going on the right side, he doesn't quite have that fire rod yet. But I do believe that he knows the right side setup for no fire rod GT.
Yeah, I can't imagine Zelga's going to have too much trouble with that. I mean, if you're in here, you're just going to clear what you can, whether or not it's technically in logic. But you just kind of want to. You want to be as efficient with your checks as you can. That's the name of the game after a point. All right, Mothula got taken down over there on tstew's side, so that's crystal number 2 for him. He's going to come back in real fast and check what's underneath the pot. Zelda, unfortunately, so when you go ahead and you're trying to basically sequence break the right side on GT, you actually need to start by going into that kind of kill room right there so you can reset where you appear. It's not the easiest thing to do in the world. This is a pretty nasty trick here, and actually Zelda and not having the all right, it's getting it the first time there. That's really good.
Zelda just showing us how to do things the first time the right way every time.
Yeah, pretty much. I was impressed. This is one time where actually having with no boots, having no fire shield, that was really quality right there.
Yeah, that was actually probably as best as you were gonna get. I mean, the door didn't even shut on him. Like, that was how fast he was. I don't even think he'd use the hook shot there either. I mean, like, that is as fast as you're gonna get.
All right, his reward is quite good right there. Getting that glove, getting the master sword, and he's going to continue on into the back here. Now there's I remember right, nothing really of interest back here, but still.
Yeah, nothing locked behind ice armors, and I guess they still don't have a hammer.
Well, Zelda doesn't have a hammer. Tstew definitely
that's
has
right.
a hammer right now.
Yeah, that's right. I was thinking if Zelda was gonna try and clear left side, but I guess that's not gonna happen right now. So. Although I can see Zelda climbing after this, since he's here.
Yeah, I mean that makes sense. I mean, if you're here, you've got all of these items. I mean, Master Sword is a much more friendly climb than say the other things. As Moldorm has decided to throw Tstew in the corner there, say, nope, you're going to try this one again. Round 2 over on Tstew's side here. Starts off with the spin there, going to go for the nice little dash strats, and Moldorm's now exploding. So that's going to be crystal number 3 for Tstew. He also the ability to open up the pyramid there and see if he gets into see if that's where Ice Palace is, basically.
Yeah, that's actually a good point. I mean, so Zelda certainly has access to that now, but, you know, Tstew certainly has the knowledge that the bomb shop is behind a glove-locked entrance. So it might be also some, like, it could be also enticing for him.
What is Zelda doing? You have 22 arrows. What are you doing?
We got some new tech.
Alright, I'm confused now.
Maybe we can ask him about that in the interview.
Yeah, no, that one's gonna have a question there. I mean, I like some idea he's saving arrows for the climb, but I mean, you really only need 10 arrows to get through the first section of the climb here. So, what were the other 12 for?
Maybe he was just so excited to get that Master Sword. He had sword beams. It's like, no, I was on a fire sword for so long that I may as well give the Master Sword some, you know, some usage here.
Yeah, I mean, makes sense to me. Reasons are reasons, so.
I would also like to say, yeah, that, you know, Zelda, we did witness him mimic clip pod mimics. You know, certainly that could have been an option if you wanted to save more arrows here in GT.
Yeah, I mean, that is true. You can mimic, you can clip those mimics there on both Mimic 1 and Mimic 2. From what I understand, Mimic 1 is significantly easier there, but you need a controller that can actually, like, reasonably do that, and you need a player who can actually reasonably do that, even more importantly.
Well, if anyone's gonna, you know, have a shot at doing it, it might be Zelda.
Ooh, big key to Skull Woods over on Tstew's side there. So got kind of, this is the part of the match there where every time we see a big key, everybody gets really excited and then immediately feels disappointment afterwards.
You've raised my hopes up and then dashed them so handsomely, sir.
Again and again and again and again. Now, I think Tstew could still open this door if you really wanted to. I'm pretty sure that he'd still have, at the end of this, he'd have a single key, which would be enough for him to climb the tower with. But looks like he's choosing not to spend that one. Fair enough here.
Zelda, I guess
Yeah, nope,
I need
I'm
to use some
wrong.
arrows here for NMG-esque Lambo.
To take it back, Tstew's right and I'm wrong, which is good here. He's counting his keys right, so he's gonna save himself his one key to get up there. Picks up his ice rod, 300 rupees, some other stuff. As Zelga's still hacking away at those landmines.
Alright, he has the last one down. You know, it's really it's certainly refreshing to see, you know, non-fire rod, non-silver arrows, non-temper sword Lambo kills, you know, for Lambo 2.
Yeah, it's just like, so time to figure it out. Oh, okay. So with both of these guys here in the climb, go ahead, make sure if you could go give these guys both a follow, give them a little bit of love. Big shout outs to our trackers today there, Jinxie Girl and Be Liberal there, helping out, clicking buttons behind this. Big shout outs to Trezco there for making sure that I actually can do this. And Oddwalls is tracking. My bad, sorry. Jinxie Girl was restreaming.
Don't worry, we had like a crew shift like change every, I don't know, 20 minutes or so. Don't worry about it.
Well, I'm just gonna wait for Discord to bork on me again, and then that'll be that.
Oh no, we need you right here in the comm booth.
And thank you also to Clear Mouse here for getting this all for taking care of the majority of the commentary for me for us.
No, very happy to have you here, Dave's Cloud.
All right, climb has gone, and we've got first two chests were nothing, and moving on to our second two here. That's just going to be a heart container, which is actually not terrible. It gives Zelga's now got a second, starting on his second row there. Ooh, Moldorm having a bit of trouble.
Moldorm went significantly better for Zelda, given compared to his first one, when he only had Fighter Sword. Alright. Is that our last Misery Mire small key, I think? On both runner sides?
Yeah, I would say so right now. Basically, what we're really looking for... Well, we're kind of looking for two things. Pod Big Key is the biggest thing that we're looking for. The other one is we are looking for an Ice Palace entrance, which gets kind of funky there, but we'll see what happens exactly.
I think also because tstew ended up picking up the boots in Eastern, which were kind of buried, and then he kind of decided to take some more detours for things that he can do. I'm not actually quite sure if we checked all of the boost lock locations as well, in addition to the glove lock locations.
Yeah, to be honest, I don't think we have, but I could easily be wrong on that. Yeah, this is one of those seeds that looks very, very fast until that pod key is absolutely buried, and then things are not so happy.
Yeah, and also, keep in mind, right now we only have one glove out of GT, and we have the flute. We also do have some entrances that are locked to us currently. We did not find a connector out to Mire yet, and so if any of the entrances or that item is behind this lock location, we could also be here for a while.
Alright, Zelga deciding not to go fight Ganon with not enough crystals yet. Doesn't want to be called a dingus, apparently, so hey, Oh, tstew Moldorm is not having it with tstew today.
That's the second time. Alright, looks like Zelda's going to make his visit to Catfish, get another Mire key, I think? If I remember correctly.
See, that's the trick right now. Much is open for these guys, quite frankly. At this point, you have to decide which I'm gonna finish my crystal dungeons. Obviously, that's first and foremost what I'm doing. But then after that, you've got a full clear of swamp available. You've got 6 chests left open in Misery Mire. You're gonna have probably a couple in Turtle Rock. Then there is also the chance of just having a couple of extra little single ones around. So this is not the best situation to kind of be in. I mean, you don't mind it if you get lucky and you nail it on your first guess, then fantastic, you're done. But and
Yeah, and tstew, of course, leaving behind the one check in GT, which is the fire bar room. So hopefully it's not there.
Well, he's made the right call there for sure. I mean,
No,
I climb out of the way.
Yeah, no, I absolutely agree. It's just that, you know, sometimes Crosskeys doesn't care about which check you leave behind.
Yep. Well, nope. That has happened many times in the past. Alright, used to going to see that lovely, lovely compass there on the thing there. Zelga, on the other hand, about to jump down and pick up his Thieves Town big keys, so...
Thankfully, that center entrance was not anything of use. I believe that is the second time. That's the first time we've actually seen what that entrance is on both runners' side. Even though they both visited it like 10 minutes into the scene, but neither runner had enough magic to actually get through there.
That's a rough feeling right there. Is having to leave behind that one at the top of the tower. It turned out to be nothing. So that's not as big of a deal.
Yeah, so far it looks like the glove lock locations that might be of some concern is so we know that Meyer right now Zelda hasn't found, and we know what the bomb shop Zelda hasn't found.
Well, here we go. We're now about to get Zelga's about to get his hammer, and he's about to go ahead and get his boots as well. So he's gonna be caught up on items here in just a second. For tstew, you would kind of hope that he starts making his way back over to Thieves Town immediately, and maybe over and finishing off Desert as well. I'm gonna opt to do the front of Turtle Rock. I mean, 3 chests here, so if it's on your way to whatever you're doing, this is some good routing, but like we said, it's easy to get distracted.
Yeah. So Zelda actually was here earlier, picked up this bottle with red potion. Did not have the fire rod, still doesn't have the fire rod, so he can't actually make these 2 checks that tstew is doing right now. So if there's something here for tstew, that will put tstew at a significant advantage.
Will widen his advantage at this point. Oops, I have done that before with your quick swap. You think you're on the right item, and then you turn out that, wait, powder doesn't activate that.
So long as you don't accidentally mirror when you do quick swap, I think it's all good.
Everybody has mirrored at least one time accidentally, as the Zelga picks up his boots there, and we've got a small key to Ice Palace over on tstew's side. So nothing locked behind those torches there quite at the moment.
Yeah, I was actually thinking, you know, after you said that as Zelga's gonna, you know, making his way through Eastern Palace here, that he's gonna get caught up on his items, you know, namely with the boots and with the hammer. I guess I'm wondering if Zelga ever needs to go pick up the fire rod.
Maybe no. I mean, he's done the fire locked side in GT, so there's no reason for him to need it there. He's already done Mothula, so unless there's something on Trinex, it's not super necessary for him. Our tractor there, Be Liberal, they're pointing out something that you might want it to get into Ice Palace, but I mean, if he has Bombo's medallion at that point, which tstew picked up somewhere.
tstew picked it up in Turtle Rock in the lava chest.
So I mean, if Zelga picks that thing up, then he doesn't need Fire Rod for that. So hard to say. As oh hey Sasharala, okay, what are you hiding in the back today? I saw one of those.
So it was a bunch of money. It was a map to Hyrule Castle, and it was a small key to Castle Tower.
All right, I'm sorry. My stream the stream picked an amazing time to give me a little hiccup there. So okay, so nothing that we need. So that also puts Ped completely dead there. Hey, tstew is gonna go into Skull Woods here. I mean, he can clear out all of the 6 items that are here if that pod big key decides to be hiding in the big chest or something like that. That's one thing that Zelda has not been able to check.
Okay, that's a pretty good find. Well, it's a pretty opening find, right? So it could be good, it could be bad, right? So if it's necessary,
to be honest, I'm not gonna say game for tstew, but that opens up. I'm trying to think of any location that that doesn't open up for tstew. I think tstew now has 100% access. And Zelda, on the other hand, is probably going to need that. That almost is a disaster for Zelda. Depending on exactly what's hiding behind those mids. If there's nothing behind those mids, then Zelda dodges it again. But that does not look good for him.
Yeah, you're certainly very accurate in that this could be game. This could be the game for tstew, right? If our Ice Palace is indeed misstocked, I'm not sure. Like Zelda needs to kind of hurry. Actually, does he even have the Skullwoods big key?
No, he doesn't have the Skullwoods big key at the moment here. That Skullwoods big key was locked on the left side of GT, so. This is going to be a bit of a question here. I am at the moment extremely curious what is hiding over in the Mire area. Have we seen anything on the Desert Ledge or any of those two entrances?
We have not been over there. We certainly have not been to the Mire area. I don't remember if we actually checked the Desert Ledge.
All right, well that's going to make like seven entrances just in that corner that the mids open up then to tstew, so he has alerted the authorities.
I think he can run away faster. Zelda is picking up following his logic, having 5-6 crystals, and finding that bomb shop. He is just going to immediately take it over. It's actually kind of nice to see about cross keys, or at least it's different in that depending on where the bomb shop location is and where you need to take it, you always sort of see kind of like creative routing in order to get the bomb over there.
Oh, it definitely takes its time. So tstew has made his way back into Thieves Town now. He's going to start his great clearing of dungeons. He runs into that pod big key, then he's at that point you just kind of have to tip your hat to him and say, hey, well done there, bud.
I was actually a bit curious as to why he didn't want to come here earlier, but maybe it's just because it's just so out of the way that he can, clear some more stuff on the way before he ends up here.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things there. Trying to cut off your route sometimes can be a little bit hard. 20 rupees is your prize there, Zelda. Not really what he's looking for, unfortunately. If I'm remembering here, we're heading back into GT over on Zelga's side as tstew picks up those silver arrows out of the attic chest there in Thieves Town, eh?
Yeah, I'm gonna guess that defeating Ganon today won't be an issue. I mean, I never really was a concern to begin with, but it should be on significantly lower difficulty. Alright, so at least here, coming back into GT, Zelda, we just see him picking up that big heat of Skull Wood, so at least when he goes back and visits, he can pick up his mitts.
That's a nice thing, but I think Zelga's already been through there, so that's a nice orphan chest sitting there. That's going to be one of those things he's just going to have to try to remember to do. On the other hand, tstew hasn't checked that chest. It's a compass to Thieves Town, so not getting hurt there by any means.
I guess tstew will have to use his memory to track how many items he's found in Thieves Town instead.
I think he's just gonna pick them up. Just grab all of them. Forget it.
Alright, nothing in that big chest, but certainly both runners have a hammer, so won't be too much of a concern. So this will be, assuming tstew finishes flying, this will be crystal number 4 for him, looks like.
And few more available for him to be able to complete when he gets the chance here. So, so Zelda picks up his ice rod as tstew's making his way through his 9 hits of blind fight. There gets a little off script at the end, but red mail and 12 hearts. He's in no danger.
Yeah, along with that fire shield as well.
Yeah, just tank all the hits at that point. And crystal number 4 for tstew as Zelda goes into the Dark Bonk Rocks just to find a fortune teller there. Yeah, fortune tellers are kind of worthless unless you're absolutely desperate for a health refill. You can actually go ahead and talk to them for 20 rupees. Go ahead and your health refilled. Is very slow though.
I was gonna say, isn't there like a ton of dialogue that you have to mash through?
The dialogue's not so fast, but like the little magic spell that the guy does.
Oh, that's right.
I want to say it's a good almost like 20 seconds there. But I mean, if you're finding yourself up to like a single heart on Death Mountain or something like that, then yeah, you're gonna go ahead and you might just go ahead and do it.
Alright, not even killing that Pokey. Yeah, for Zelda picking up bombos in the lava chest.
Yeah, the keys in Turtle Rock are kind of a just kind of a suggestion more than anything. Yeah. Oh man, that chain chomp did not want to let those sword beams pass on Zelga's side. Gets himself a compass from the Poke chest as tstew's made his way to the back of Desert Palace here, just knocking out crystals left and right here. This is going to be crystal number 5 for him, leaving him just with Ice Palace left to find and the Pod Big Key left to do.
Oh, Zelda here is going to give us, I believe this is a new check, which is Spike Cave. Not quite enough health to tank it all the way through, but he's got more than enough safeties.
Yeah, those 3 bombs, they're not exactly what Zelga's looking for, but for him, his next step is probably pretty similar to what tstew's doing right now. Is just to go through and complete the rest of these dungeons here. And down goes Landmo over on tstew's side with a couple of silver arrows, and that'll be that.
Yeah, Zelda also walking or running out of Spike Cave. Not something often you get to kind of see runners do, but probably getting back here is probably more time to like save a quit versus just kind of walking out of the cave.
All right, tstew is now headed into Mire. So if we find ourselves anything of interest in this area here, that's big news for tstew and dangerous news for Zelda. Alright, and the medallion to enter the Mire entrance today, that's going to be Bombos, so everything is open over here. On the desert ledge, we got a small key to Ice Palace there, so that's our second Ice Palace key.
Alright, looks like Zelda's gonna pick up his third sword. Certainly good news for him. Not probably what he considers to be progression, but certainly he will never turn down a temper sword in this case.
Alright, we're 0 for 2 or 3 over on tstew's side for checks in this area here.
Finding a connector. I don't also believe we've seen the end of it. Yeah, Zelda is just banging out these entrances that he had missed earlier, which is really great for him, but I don't remember him really missing any progression. Oh man, speaking of interest here, Zelda will need to pick up those. Well, actually, sorry, I think I missed exactly where this entrance was. Was this at Agina?
This is the Dark Agina. In the Mire area, so yeah, this is 100% mitts required here over on Zelga's side. So that's kind of, it's not unexpected, but it's also extremely bad for Zelda.
Yeah, that means that Zelda will need those mitts. Yeah, because initially, when we saw Checkerboard Cave, have a connector, I was like, oh well, at least there's something that gets him back over there, but isn't the light world. Unless there is another connector that we just missed over here to the Mire area, you're right. We absolutely need those mitts.
Yeah, I mean, here at this point, what Zelda is kind of needing, and it's a long shot, but if he needs to kind of run into that Ice Palace big key before he finds mitts, and if he has that Ice Palace big key, he might be able to get bailed out by the Ice Palace big chest. tstew is making his way through. He has to, when you're doing Icebreaker, if you don't have the big key, you need to go ahead and hit that button. So you're gonna get yourself locked in there, and that's a big key to Ice Palace.
Oh my gosh, wow.
That's
it's
that
almost...
might.
Wow. Yeah.
No, you're. Yeah, I think our confused stuttering says everything right now.
Well, it was almost vanilla. Like, vanilla items can happen, right?
I mean, yeah, it's not even that. It's just like this seed is basically telling Zelda, sorry, no, we're going to a game 3.
I guess the seed is on chat side today.
Yeah.
These guys get more rando. Alright, well, Zelda is picking up his fire rod at, I think, like an hour and a half after tstew has.
Yeah, he probably doesn't need that, but I mean, hey, it's kind of nice. I don't know, Zelda, go rush Trinex at this point, I guess. I mean, I'm trying to think of places where he could legitimately make up time right now. It's getting kind of rough there.
So neither runner, I believe, is touch swap. So if something's there, and Zelda decides to go there, it could sort of be some time given back to him.
True, but I mean the thing with it is, well, I mean, okay, Zelda's not out of this by any means. His biggest issue are those mitts, and the thing is, tstew is going to run out of basically the easy / smart / convenient checks before Zelga does here. Zelga's going to get into a situation where he's got probably a couple of single checks left, and that's when he's going to find his mitts, unless he's just that on it. Oh, tstew, nice using of the sword beams there to save a little bit of magic, and oh my god, poor Cold's there.
Today's Cloud, whose side are you on? Are you on Coldslow's side?
Oh, just, I mean, like, look, I'm on tstew's side there, but that was almost cruel. Dang. So that's crystal number 6 over there for tstew. And we'll continue with a couple of checks here in the mire area. If we find a connector, that would give Zelga significantly more hope, for sure. But this is the last check in this area, so we'll have to see exactly what pops up here.
Did they end up finding what Desert Palace Manila location is? I guess I don't remember that. But I mean, it doesn't much matter because he's just gonna, if they hadn't seen it, then he's just gonna mirror right here.
Yeah. I know. I think we saw it over on Zelga's side earlier,
Okay.
and I'm pretty sure tstew's got it as well. So yep, 100% those mitts are going to be required to complete the game today. At some point, Zelga's got to make his way to the big chest of Skull Woods there.
I can't remember if tstew ended up checking the Vanilla Skull Woods back location. I know there's a over there, but he didn't have the fire rod.
I pretty sure tstew did, and it was absolutely nothing of interest. But yeah, I mean, at this point, I think it's time for tstew to probably hit up either. I mean, flip a coin. Would you rather go do Swamp Palace or would you rather go do Mire? And Swamp Palace has more items, so yeah, that's probably his choice for sure.
Yeah, it looks like also according to our trackers, there is no Mire Big Key, so certainly still more limiting in terms of number of checks they can get out of it. Zelda is kind of following in tstew's footsteps here as well, making very logical choices here, clearing out crystal dungeons that he knows he can complete. I'm not actually sure if tstew knows Diver Down or the Samara setup or the Bombless setup, but if he does, we will certainly be able to see it on his side.
I'm trying to remember, but I think from game 1 of this series, I think I remember tstew not using the bomb setup here, but he does have Samaria, so. I mean, most people at the very least know the Samaria setup. The bomb setup, a surprising number of people don't actually know that one. But I mean, to be honest, it took me a little bit extra time to learn as well. So I mean, I can't say anything about that really. But still, if fairly same setup, pretty easy. As there's a mushroom there out of. That's our first interesting item here in Swamp Palace on tstew's side. As Zelga's picked up his 5th crystal.
We are really racking up those pod keys here. Is that 5 so far? Okay, so not quite enough to put that flute in logic, but it seems like the game logically wanted you to kind of go all over the world to get those pod keys and then get the flutes.
Yeah, that's pretty normal for the game here. As we get another shovel. The Swamp Palace is the Palace of Fetch quests, apparently.
10 items in Swamp Palace. We're gonna keep you in suspense for a couple more items. tstew looks like he's skipping right side. At least for the time being.
And kind of interesting. Zelga's right on his tail here, so again, I mean, that's the thing. If Zelga if Zelga grabs, say if the big key is over here on the left side, Zelga's got a shot at this. He's gonna have to. There's gonna be some galaxy brain involved, but Zelga's. I mean, cross keys is never over until somebody's basically in go mode on Gamma.
Alright, really nice phase 2 here on tstew's side. Pretty reasonable. Phase 1 there, getting his 100 rupee prize and his red crystal. Or crystal. we wish it was a crystal. Red pendant.
Now here's a big question for tstew. Are you going to go back in? I feel like you should, but are you? He's fluting away.
I'm wondering if this is going to be a Meyer check or something else. Oh, turning in his fetch quests. Yeah. I will say that he does have a Meyer dip, which has potentially more items. And, given that swamp is, like, right there, maybe it's not unreasonable for him to go back if he wants to do left side.
That's kind of what I'm thinking, too. It's just that if a swamp is not in a difficult place, he's gonna go ahead and check those out real fast and see exactly if checks a couple of other things. If he ends up scoring his pod big, then everything's great, everything's good. Zelga's still got a bit more work to do, but if this could get really, I'm very curious because if Zelga pulls the big key out of the left side of swamp here, the game has changed.
Yeah, we're certainly running pretty low on locations for where that pod big key can be, too.
I mean, as far as tstew's concerned, it really, Meyer is the biggest one. Probably the most profitable of his checks remaining here. There's a pod small key, so not the size that he was looking for.
I was actually just gonna postulate. So unfortunately, nothing on left side swamp for Zelga, which is certainly good news for tstew. But I was actually gonna postulate. How fast is it to kill Trinex for that one item?
Pretty fast. I mean, he doesn't last that long. I mean, it's a good 30 seconds or 30 plus seconds here. Actually, let's start a timer on that. How long does it take tstew to kill Trinex here?
I think this is also our last check in Turtle Rock. Is that right?
I believe so. Yeah, I think we've seen the big chest and a couple of other ones.
Zelda giving us that map check in Swamp Palace.
I mean, I'm now seeing that we've got six pod keys there. How much of how many of the items have we gotten out of pod there already?
Yeah, no, that's a good question. So Zelga sequence broke the bow lock side, got 20 rupees and 3 bombs for his trouble. I believe he did the full back, and he did like the front, whatever, the bottom, basement and whatever front chest. So there's Helmasaur, which is of course is locked, but then there's also I think Harmless Hellway and Vanilla Big Key Chest I think are still unchecked.
Oh. All right.
Yeah, wouldn't it be a great sense of humor if the pod big key was just sitting in pod? In its vanilla location, no less.
Yeah, I mean, because that just happens.
Yeah, I mean, like we saw all 6 pod keys out in the wild, and we know that pod has to have at least one key for itself, so why not be the big one?
I mean, if we're thinking about Galaxy Brainish plays, I mean, that is kind of one of them here. Tstew's going to make his way over to Meyer right now. He's got to go run to the Dark Shopping Mall area. Okay, he's going to make a stop first here. Spike Cave. Get his 3 bombs. Then I'm pretty sure he's going to be heading over to Meyer. Zelga, on the other hand, I mean, he's... If he goes to the Skull Woods area again, then this game goes from being close to getting what? This game gets very close very quickly. There we go. There's the words I want.
Yeah. Also, has Zelga found the function shop yet? I assume he has. This is what he's checking.
Yeah, I kind of feel like everybody's found everything that they can at this point. I don't think anyone's missing anything too easy now. For Zelga, on the other hand, he's also got the whole Meyer area there. When unfortunately that's where his ice palace is hiding. So we're still waiting for him to head up to that Skull Woods area.
Yeah,
that's
also might be
3.
Yeah, this might be the check. Because I was going to say that Zelda, did not have the fire rod when he checked the pedestal, so he knows that there's another entrance back here. This might be, some more incentive for him to come back.
I think Zelga's just about to kick his way back into the game right here.
He's to retracing some of Zelda's stuff, so that you could check these boost lock locations that he wasn't able to earlier.
Yeah, it looks like it here now. Unfortunately, none of these are the Misery Mire area, which is probably the most, profitable of the checks remaining. As Zelga is finding Sasharala here and going to show us the rupees that I unfortunately missed the last time. Okay, so he's going up. Okay, if this is into Skull Woods... okay.
He has accurately remembered that he has not checked the fire rod lock side of TR.
Right. And tstew, on the other hand, is going to use those, going to stretch his mitts advantage just a little bit more here. He's picking up our froggy friend. Ooh, yeah. I would be careful mirroring in that general area.
Oh,
if you mirror,
that kid, it's not friendly.
Do not mirror on top of that kid unless you want your game to get stuck.
Alright, unfortunately, the blacksmiths do not have anything for us, but it looks like there are some additional checks here, namely... Oh, I guess no one has done hammer pegs. That does make sense, because they're mislocked, yes.
I mean, we're running out of checks that are going to be, helped by the mitts here. I think at this point we're looking at purple chest is the biggest one because that's just a guaranteed item. But other than that, the TR entrance and the Ice Palace entrance right there are the only 2 other checks that the mitts will open up for these guys. Oh my god, I have never actually considered just hooking to one of those. And okay, so Zelga is now into Misery Mire here. Tstew is doing other things though.
I want to say that Tstew actually checked the vanilla Turtle Rock location, but I could be mistaken.
Okay, Tstew has checked the vanilla location there. Okay, yeah. Cool. Sounds good. So yeah, this is another one. This is our Agate Tower second chest here. This one tends when something's in here like it was yesterday, it causes problems for runners typically. That's a hard piece, though.
Yeah, I believe that Zelda actually has not made a second visit back to get either item out of Castle Tower. Because when he was here the first time, he just had bombs. So taking care of the ball and chain guards is not anyone's idea of fun. Meanwhile, tstew came here with a fire rod the first time and got at least the rupees out.
Okay, so tstew is gonna do this. Do the pod dive here with that last 2 keys. As there's Buttersword there locked behind the torches in Misery Mire there. So that's what your three keys were gonna get you today.
Yeah, I'm sure at this point Zelda would have been happy to trade that sword for a key that was more useful.
Well, there's still a few chests left in here, and not finding it yet. And tstew unable to get the pod big out of the harmless hellway there. Go ahead. Sorry.
Oh no, I was just gonna say that we did see on Zelda's side that the 6th pod key is on the left side swamp. So I mean, he could do some amount of like save scaling maybe to get the vanilla big key chest.
Well, how about the Misery Mire big key being in Misery Mire as well?
Well, thanks, Gabe. I appreciate your sense of humor.
So, do you like yourself a Godmire? Oh, wait, there it is. There's the pod. There's the pod key as well. All right, so, Zelga. Ooh,
Zelga
making the
is
big brain play here.
Zelga is, I believe, now in entrance skill mode. He just needs to find Ice Palace.
Well,
sort of.
He's not. He's got a galaxy brain. The mitts in the big chest of Skull Woods right now. That's his thing. So yeah, if he finds that, Ice Palace does not take a long time. Pod, he's going to pod right now. He's going to rush pod. He's going to end up unnecessarily full clearing it. Full clearing it being probably like, I don't know, 4 more chests in his case. Now, looks like tstew is heading into Misery Mire, so this is probably all for naught in Zelga's case.
Yeah, I would say that if Zelda actually have the mitts in hand, this actually might be a much closer race. But given that he still needs to get the mitts, right? Which is not, as you said, obvious. But then he also he has a full Ice Palace clear behind him, or ahead of him rather.
Yeah, this is. This is kind of a mirror image of their first game, quite honestly, where it's just like one runner kind of just had a little bit better timing with finding some of their items, and it made just all the difference. I don't think there's been an execution gap or anything between really either of these 2 runners. I mean, they are both incredibly skilled. It's just in game 1, Zelda was able to, get the items in just a little bit better of an order there. The actual items are escaping me at the moment, but today, tstew, having an earlier cane there, was able to kind of go ahead and break open the seed a bit earlier than Zelga. And those mitts in the Skullwoods big chest just kind of iced it, I think.
Yeah, I mean, talk about, as you said, getting the right sequence of items in the right order, right? Zelda ended up going to clear the majority of Skull Woods before clearing left side GT. He ended up picking up a bottle after finding sick kids, so he couldn't get a fire rod. It's just like, it's just kind of if he found things in a slightly different order, he probably would have been in the same boat as tstew. But, at least for us, as viewers, we got to see a lot of cool tech on Zelda's side, right? Not having equipment when you kind of need it, or at least logically, right? We got to see mimic clipping on Zelda's side. We got to see right side GT done without the fire rod on Zelda's side. We got to see fire rodless back of Skull Woods. I mean, it's all the cool things that, we don't often get to see.
I'll have to appreciate the lampless what was I trying to say here? The lamp GT right side on Zelga's side, doing that without the boots and everything. It was that was special. Alright, so we got tstew over here. You're going to find out what's in the big chest of Meyer, and he'll be very happy in the next couple of seconds here, because he's about to hit go mode. He's going to end up probably going through this main door, thinking, oh man, I gotta go kill Viddy. This is terrible. I don't want to kill Viddy, and then very quickly he's going to change his mind, I think. Assuming, now I've seen this before, assuming he remembers to hook over. All right, there it is. Okay, so there's go mode for tstew at 2 hours, 5 minutes, 7 some seconds. Oh,
Second.
wow. What that starting point there, wow.
Oh, yeah. Super. I mean, yeah, so I would say that in general for the seed, right, the starting locations where Sank was and where the old man was, I mean, it's just been super convenient for these runners. They've just been like really nice locations.
I'm never a huge fan of having that early Sank in there, and yeah, this is unfortunately what I kind of thought was going to happen for Zelga here. He's going, oh, okay, I guess I'm going to go finish Meyer now because I didn't pull the mids out of there. Because I imagine on Zelga's tracker right now, he's looking at, I'm missing the mids. It's in Meyer.
Yeah, I mean, it's certainly really rough, right? As you said, there's just one item left in Skull Bush, which, I mean, it doesn't, the game doesn't really care which item you end up isolating, right? But if it happens to be the one that you don't have, well, the good news for all of us, right, is that there's going to be most likely a game 3. So that means more rando from these like really great runners.
I mean, at this point, getting into game 3s in the round 8 here, nobody's gonna complain. I mean, the runners might complain, and they might be like, please, can I just make it easy and take a rest? No, boys, you got to dance for our amusement today. Ooh, nice turtle room over there on tstew's side. Getting them all done with no problem.
Yeah, also losing sword beams pretty early, so he doesn't have to deal with them in that room. Those can be quite annoying to have sword beams in that room.
All right, on to Helmasaur for tstew here. 17 smacks of the hammer there to break off his mask, and then I just probably imagine he'll just go ahead and stick with that butter sword, because 2 slashes there, and yep, there you go.
Alright, so I have a pretty so I can't actually remember if Pod was in the light world or not, but given that this is our last crystal pickup, if they're in the dark world, they can just save and quit and then drop right down.
Unfortunately not. So we're gonna be fluting. I'm guessing we're fluting to 5 here. And then it's gonna be a quick jump into this portal and run like your life depended on it.
It seemed like only an hour ago that Zelda was here with a big bomb, and he took damage in order to, run his way over to the pyramid.
Yeah, all sorts of little fun tech you can do with that big bomb. There's lots of great tutorials there, and just throw this out there as we're winding down this game, waiting for tstew to go ahead and finish off the pig. If you are interested in learning this game, it's a ton of fun. I mean, you can. There's lots of great resources around there, YouTube videos, the community itself there. Make sure to jump in with the randomizer community, and everything's going to be good. As tstew jumps into Ganon, and we are just basically 6 slashes for the first 2 phases to get him to phase 3, and then a few more slashes, and we're going to be all done.
Gold sword, red mail, 16 hearts, half magic, silver arrows. tstew probably doesn't even care, he's going to take damage. Alright, meanwhile, on Zelda's side, he has the butter sword. He's showing us some backdoor strats. Trinex is going down super fast. tstew very nicely getting torch glitch. Not easy with the fire rod in my opinion, but still gets it done. 2 more arrows and Ganon is toast. Or bacon. Some breakfast food that you enjoy.
Bacon on toast.
Bacon on toast.
And there you go. tstew crosses the line there. Gonna see it pop up in chat just in a second. That's finished first with a time of 2:10:07 there. So nicely done on tstew's side. And I think Zelga's already kind of seen that here. He's got his... he is no longer moving. He's just gonna hide in the doorway and take damage.
Yeah, it looks like Zelda has officially forfeited. So, but GG's to tstew. Ran a really great race.
Yeah, GG's to both of them, and hopefully we'll get them in here to talk about a couple of the things that we saw there. We're gonna have to make sure to ask Zelda exactly what that Ice Armos kill was for. But yeah, no, just a great race to watch there for sure.
Yeah, I'm really glad that you were able to, I guess, like overcome all of the Discord issues that you were having, and be able to commentate at least for the second half of the race.
Oh yeah.
Right when you, right when you came. I was gonna say, like, right when you came, right? You said, "Man, I really hope these guys get, some sort of weapon from digging." And there it was, their first sword.
Yeah, definitely. So hopefully we game 3 of these guys will be scheduled here sooner than later, so we can get a good idea exactly of, to expect what to expect there. We can get it on the schedule so everybody can come in. It looks like just got word from our restreamer that they're on their way here. Going to probably take just a second to go ahead and take care of some after race festivities. I mean, you sit still for 2 hours there. You occasionally need to get up and go take care of things immediately afterwards. But yeah, I mean, the big story of this race was just tstew just kind of ran into the items a little bit earlier than Zelda did. That's really what it came down to here, and just because of a little bit of the route that he took, he ended up getting those mitts, which basically that's the one thing. As you can look at the tracker there, Zelda has all the dungeons done except for one, and that one dungeon is basically the difference in this match.
Yeah, and it's just really kind of unfortunate for Zelda, right, that he ended up visiting Skull Woods before he visited Left Side GT, which has Skull Wood Key, which would have had his mitts. So, yeah, just certainly, different sequencing of events would have certainly led to different, not necessarily different outcome of the race, but definitely different events that happened during the race.
Well, and yeah, this is going to come down to a game 3 here, which should happen here sometime within the next couple of days here, since we're down toward the end of this tournament here.
Yeah, looks like
we
we
are
are. Go ahead.
No, you were gonna do the exact same thing I was. Joined by tstew here. GG's there, bud.
GG, Sisu.
Hello.
So, what are your thoughts there on that seed there so far?
I felt like I got everything really good, except for that pod big. That took forever.
At some point there, we were, I can't remember exactly when it was, but we looked down and you had just picked up the Thieves Town big key, and we were trying to figure out, you know, depending on where Ice Palace was at the time, I think that might have been almost like an hour and 20 minutes in or something like that. You were lacking that pod big key for go mode. You seem to put off going back to Misery Mire for a while. Any reason?
I just decided to make it my last check. I just was committed to skipping it the whole time there.
Okay. Yeah, I mean that makes sense. I mean, when you got back there, you had plenty of time there. I imagine you kind of. What do you think was the difference in the seed here for you?
I saw that Zelda was missing mitts, so it was probably that.
Yeah, that was the biggest thing right there for sure. That Skullwood's big key that you pulled out of GT there definitely gave you quite the advantage there. The end there got you through Ice Palace and such there.
This whole seed just went through GT, with both gloves being behind it.
Yeah, definitely. That was one of the things that you always seem to be about a step ahead of Zelda. To be honest, there, like I think he found GT first, but you found GT when you had the cane and the fire rod. So I want to say you had maybe 20 minutes on him with those gloves, which led to all of that stuff in Eastern. I mean, there were some funny sequences in this race, honestly.
Yeah, that glove blocked pretty much the whole second half of the season there.
I am curious, in your, I guess, a GT decision, when you decided that you wanted to climb, because I think you had the GT big key also when you entered GT the first time.
The only reason I didn't climb was because I wanted to check the two entrances there that were at like Swamp Palace entrance, and then whenever I found Super Bunny Cave, I just decided to go through it to get the items, and maybe Death Warp and come back later. But then seeing where that took me, I had to just go check all the stuff out there.
Yeah, there was some question about what you would do with when you were in GT there the first time, because you only had a single key, and we were kind of curious to see you just push full right side if you would grab the small key under the pot there after the compass room, and then head up the tower, knowing that Ganon was behind it there. But looked like it. Yeah, I mean, to be honest, everything seemed to work out for you just fine in this race.
Yeah, being able to come back definitely allowed me to just do everything then, pretty much. So yeah.
What did you have any thoughts about? So when you did Swamp Palace the first time, you ended up skipping left side. Any particular reason for that, or you just want to come back later?
And one item from Go Mode, I just like skipping left side most of the time.
Yeah, there was a couple of times there towards the end of the race where it looked like you were maybe a little bit what do I want to say? You were there were a couple of openings that if something had dropped in the wrong area there, you could have let Zelga back into it, but you did hold a pretty sizable one dungeon advantage with those mitts just hiding in one of the worst places possible for him.
Yeah. Finding those myths definitely... I think finding those myths put every entrance in logic at that point.
Yeah, for you at that point, it was just trying to figure out exactly where that stinking pod big key was for you.
Yeah, so how did you end up feeling, I guess, like throughout the seed? Like, did you ever feel like you were behind, or did you just feel like, like you were just doing like super great like the entire time, or kind of like a mix?
I was feeling good most of the time until maybe around Swamp, and then I was getting worried about that pod big key, and that you got on it a lot earlier. But by the end, I was definitely feeling a bit scared.
I guess when it came down to it, there you kind of had a choice between Swamp and Mire, and I imagine I know the answer to this, but choosing Swamp was your choice there. Want to talk us through why?
Just like Swamp a bit more. Also, didn't have the Mire bit, so it was in Mire, but not gonna know that. There's more items as well.
That's kind of what I would figure there. Yeah, I mean, you're looking at the 10 items there in Swamp versus the, well, theoretically 9 items in Mire, provided that you find the big key, of course. And but yeah, all in all, it worked out pretty well for you. Now joined also by zelgadissan there. GG's there, bud.
GG, Zelda. If you're saying something, Zelda, we cannot hear you.
How about now?
We can hear you.
All right, thank you. GG's. It took me just way too long to get the logic on this one, so I was not surprised to see the finish.
So I take it at this point you kind of know what ended up happening, yeah?
Yeah. Basically, just yeah. I've been spending like the last hour just trying to piece together the logic, and yeah, I figured out now where everything's at. I've been told by a couple people where things were, and it makes sense now. Yeah, it all makes sense.
This is just one I want to say you two kind of switched your race from game one, where like game one it kind of felt like Zelga, you found everything just in kind of the right order. This time it was definitely tstew who found everything in the right order. It just kind of the seed allowed him to be a little bit more efficient with his routing, unfortunately, and you got stuck into the late game, oh god, where is it mode.
Yeah, it happens. I didn't feel bad about how this one went. I knew I was probably getting to the boots late, because once I finally found the fire rod, which was the last piece of my logic that I was trying to figure out forever, I kind of figured I had probably lost. I was guessing I was probably late to Samaria, I was probably late to the fire rod, I was probably late to boots, so it all adds up. I'm not surprised whatsoever.
Alright. I was gonna say, do you want to ask Zelga, or do you want me to ask Zelga?
Pass Zelga, go on.
Oh, okay. Zelga, so Days Cloud and I were wondering, amongst probably some other people in chat, do you think you could walk us through your thought process of when you killed Ice Armus?
Yeah, I knew I had to climb GT right there, and I wasn't thinking. My mind went, I have 30 arrows. NMG always going to want to grab the 10 arrow chest. There's not going to be a 10 arrow chest. I should probably save my arrows. And then as I started the climb, I was like, there are 10,000 arrows under pots. Why did I do that? So I don't have a good excuse.
Okay, because I did kind of start going, wait, Zelga, you've got 22 arrows. What are you doing? But I mean, you ended up showing off some pretty cool tech tech in this seed there. I especially like the bootsless, no fire shield, GT right side. I thought that was kind of nice.
Yeah, I definitely would not have tried that without the hook shot. If I do it without the boots or the hook shot, I'm never making that door. But I felt like at the time I was getting into GT, it just made sense to just go ahead and go for it, which helped me with the glove, but it also meant that it took me even longer to get back to Sick Kid.
Yeah, I mean, in addition though, you got to show us mimic clipping, right? In Pod, I think you also showed us fire rodless or lamp, only lamp back of Skull Woods. I mean, you showed us a lot of cool tech here.
Yeah, it's a lot of stuff that you're not going to see outside of entrance, probably, except in rare circumstances. But yeah, it's cool to do the. Obviously, I guess mimic clips you would see, but it's cool to do the tech. But obviously, it would have been a lot better to come out with the win. But yeah, GG's to tstew. Looking forward to game 3.
Yep, me too.
So speaking of game 3, any thoughts about when to schedule game 3?
I have stuff going the next few evenings, so probably over the weekend would be the next time I would be available.
Yeah, same. I can't go till probably Sunday.
Well, then in that case, we'll hope to see you guys likely on at that time, because I mean, your first 2 races have been a ton of fun to watch and a ton of fun to commentate. So, hoping game 3 is just as much of a barn burner as the past 2 have.
Thanks, and yeah, thank you both for doing the commentary on both of these. And I think we've even had like at least some, if not all, the same trackers restream too. So, thanks for all the work on the back end here.
Very welcome.
You guys are a pleasure to commentate for. So,
I guess with that, Jinxie, we'll kick it to you, and we'll GG's to both of these guys, and thanks to everybody. And yeah, Jinxie, it's all yours now.
Well, thank you very much. Once again, on behalf of ZeldaSpeedRuns, we are very grateful to have such a wonderful audience with us. Volunteers who are here for every race, and we're coming down to kind of the end of the tournament, so it's really nice to see still so much enthusiasm in the game. Once again, if you feel like you would like to commentate or track, please feel free to reach out. We are always happy for volunteers. We look forward to a game 3 between Zelda and tstew, hopefully soon. I believe we do have a race tomorrow as well. I believe that one starts at 8 p.m. But for now, we are going to jump over to Zelda Speedruns 3, where they are doing an Ocarina of Time bingo, which sounds super fun, even though I don't understand it. So on behalf of ZSR, as well as the Cross Keys community, thank you and have a good night.